Today we're going to be playing a very competitive Deception deck that has been performing great in Mythic. Let's immediately dive in. This deck is a variation of the Guild Deception, but we have included a couple of cards that are going to make sure that we steal cards from our opponent's domain. And while I have shown you guys some meme decks around this archetype, this one is performing great in Mythic. We obviously have the Path of Deception, which is a very strong card. We're going to pair up the Crooked Quartermaster, and that is going to generate a lot of value for us, and the card that really stands out in this deck is going to be the Cradle of Secrets, because this card is going to synergize with all the cards that we steal from our opponent, but also we are going to be reducing the cost of all the spells created by the Crooked Quartermaster. So we're going to be making some very high value plays in this deck. We're going to be stealing our opponent's win conditions, and we have also included the Hortuk as a guarantee that is going to help us out as soon as we get to the 7 mana mark. Let's try this deck out to see how well it's going to perform. We're playing against a War Domain. I am going to keep a Nightlift Trapper. I think the starting hand is very good. And actually I'm just not going to play anything for now. Okay, my opponent is also going to do the same, so let me just keep that. Another turn. Okay, it's going to be like that. I guess let me use my God Power here. And we're going to get an Ori Crash. That's cool. Okay, that's a relic for my opponent. I am immediately going to play the Nightlift Trapper here. That is going to give us so much value to destroy our opponent's relic, and also let me get a Hunting Trap. And I can even play this guy down on the board now to heal myself up for 3. Yep, not looking too bad. The trial begins. What is my opponent playing? Oh, are we playing against dragons? I guess I'm going to follow up with an Armor Lurker then. That is going to immediately give me another card. And you know what? I think I'm going to get Trapdoor. Since my opponent is going to play with a lot of dragons, let me obviously clear that creature. And I can even use my God Power. Let's get a Vicious Trend. Yep, it's a dragon deck that we're playing against. A Hunting Trap is going to be great here. Let me immediately clear Glean. Then I can trade you with you, I guess. And then I am dealing more damage to my opponent. I am even going to follow up with an Armor Lurker, and that's going to give me the final card that we can get out of this guy. And just so that we don't overdraw on the next turn, I can also play a Vicious Trend here. And yeah, that's it for now. My opponent probably has a lot of removals with cards like Reckless Dive for 5 mana, or Incoming Raid, that also works. And that's going to be a strong Draka Warrior. We have an Amber Arrow that doesn't really help here, so I think I'm just going to go face. Then I am going to play Ori Crash to clean all that. And let me just attack my opponent again. And I can even use my God Power one more time. Let me get Spoils of War. Since we're frenzied, we're going to draw a card now. Yep, a Blade Borrower, that's okay. And yeah, I think that's going to be the end of my turn. Blood Price for my opponent. And a Bleach creature along with an unexpected gift, that's okay. Another unexpected gift for me. I think I'm just going to play the Blade Borrower in all honesty. Then, just to make sure that we don't overdraw on the next turn, I'm even going to play the Nightlift Trapper. And I'm just going to go face again. And let me even get the Rune of Life out of the Sanctum and play it, so that for no particular reason, just to make sure that my opponent can heal up. Yep, that's going to be it. Oh, that's an Emberoni, okay. I mean, I can play a couple of Blade Borrowers here. Let's get that guy... Let's make that guy very weak. Then let me use my God Power. We're going to find a Savage Strike or a Bar Fight. Let me get Savage Strike. And just to make sure that we don't overdraw on the next turn, I'm even going to play the Unexpected Gift and just end my turn afterwards. That's going to be a strong dragon now. But what we can do about it is that I can play Karst on this turn, and that is going to mean that I can remove Glean out of my opponent's Void, which is immediately going to give Bleach to that creature. Let me also make sure that you get out of the way. And now that I think about it, you as well. And I can also play the Gleam Weaver now to make sure that I can steal my opponent's Volatile Fire Breather along with a Tavern Brawler. And now that's going to summon those creatures back into my side of the board because of Karst. Let me trade this. Yep. And that's it for now. That's another Emberoni, that's a very strong creature again. My opponent is back at full health. Let me just start with my God Power here. We have a Spoils of War, that's not bad. I think I'm just going to go face. Then I'm going to play Spoils of War. We're going to get Hortuk, that's going to be great for the next turn. In which case, let me just play Stoneskin Poison on that. I can deal 5 damage to my opponent. And you know what, I'm even going to play the Lambasting Wand to start dealing a couple of damage to my opponent every turn, since I had the extra mana. That's a Draka Gatherer, Nightlift Trapper as well for my opponent. Oh, yet another Gleam Weaver. That is so lucky. Because now I can activate the ability of Karst again. Let's see what we can steal from my opponent's Void. Let's get the Emberoni. That's going to be one of the creatures that we want to get. And then... Do they have anything strong? Not really, yet. So I guess it's going to be a Draka Warrior. Let me just go face with you to deal 5 more damage to my opponent, then I can trade you, then I think I can trade you, and just to make sure that my opponent doesn't heal up again. Oh, Out of its Misery, that's also really cool. I'm going to play Out of its Misery first on you. We're going to get Orfeo, actually, of all things. I can follow up with Savage Strike, just to clear that, and even play an Ambitious Adventurer from the Sanctum. Yep, and it's not looking bad. We finally get the Path of Deception here. Oh wow, that's a strong dragon, actually. And get another Path of Deception, that's really cool. Trapdoor also works, right? Let me first play you, then I'm going to follow up with Trapdoor, even though that's going to give my opponent the option to clear the board again, I don't really mind it. Let me play Path of Deception to draw a couple of cards from my opponent deck. I guess Scale Dance is going to make the most sense here, along with Blade of Sticks, why not? Let me immediately throw that down on the board and deal 3 more damage to my opponent, and guys, basically I am threatening to win the game on the next turn with Lysel. Oh wow, okay, that's a lot of stuff. My opponent is also going to have a Dragon Fang now in their hand, so I think we really need to close this game out as soon as possible. I think Hortic is going to work here. Let me just clear the Draka Gatherer, I guess. And since I know that my opponent is going to play their Dragon on the next turn to clear the board, I'm even going to play Path of Deception one more time. Oh, let's get the Draka Warrior maybe. Yeah. And then let's get the White Furguard, I guess. That's going to be a much stickier creature. Soul Survivor. Okay, that also works. Oh, we just need 3 more damage basically to win the game. Okay, never mind. My opponent is going to play their Relic. Let me just start with Cutthroat Insight here. Okay, my opponent has a lot of removals. I guess I don't want them playing the Reckless Flame Breather on the next turn, so let me do that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Since I can follow up with you, and that's going to give me a Stone Skin Poison to immediately make sure that this gets burned. A Retaliation for my opponent, okay, for 5 mana onto that. It's turning out to be a very tight game. My opponent is going to attack to heal up for 2. That is also okay. Okay, the Swart Basilisk is so awesome here. Let me just go face. Then I'm going to play him to remove a couple of durability from my opponent's relic. Then I can use my God Power. These are not really that good, so let me get Fury. And yeah, I think that's it. Probably. Is it greedy if I play the Draka Warrior as well? You know what, since I'm not going to win on the next turn, and I know it, let me even play you, and that's it. Yep. Scale Dance for my opponent, they want to clear the board. Incoming Raid as well, wait, what? Okay, but that is still going down. Oh wow, that's going to heal them up so much with Dragon Fang. We're going to draw a card. Oh, and actually we're going to burn a card, right? Yep. Ouch, that hurts. We're now at 10 health left, and we're going to burn Cradle of Secrets. That's going to hurt us a little bit. I guess I can play Scale Dance here to clear those 2 dragons, just like that. Then I can probably follow up with Cutthroat Insight. Let's get rid of my opponent's Valkas's Discovery. That's gonna be good for the next turn. Let me follow up with a Draka Warrior and use my God Power. Yep, let's get Spoils of War, and that's it for now. Another Dragon Fang, that's going to hurt us. We can get rid of that very easily. But on the plus side of things, my opponent doesn't really have a lot of dragons now in their hand. We need to get rid of that, so I'm going to play the White Furguard and then follow up with a second-rate First Mate. And what I can do is also play Fury onto that, since now we can get rid of that creature very easily. Let me also deal 6 more damage to my opponent, and I can even play Spoils of War. We're going to draw the Dream Eater finally, that's a very strong card. Another Retaliation for my opponent. Yep, I kind of forgot about that, but that is okay. Yep, my opponent is just going to trade. We're still more than fine about that. And they're also going to play the Enraged Ally, which is still fine. Since now, what I can do, I have Cradle of Secrets as well. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit later. I'm going to start with a second-rate First Mate here. Then I think I can play Amber Arrow, in all honesty. But first, let me play the Dream Eater to steal a card. Oh, which card do I want to steal? I guess this, the Voyager Dragon. I can play Amber Arrow as well, just so that we can trade here, and deal 3 more damage to my opponent, and unless they top deck something absolutely amazing, I think this game is ours. Guys, throughout this game, we have managed to find a lot of different answers to many very weird problems, and I think this is going to give you a good idea of how this deck is played out. My opponent is going to heal up again, but we don't mind that, and I think now we have enough to win the game with Lysel. Yep. Oh, they're even going to play the Devouring Blade, but that's not enough. Yep, this game is ours. I can just attack my opponent directly and play Lysel, but before I do that, let me show you the interaction with Cradle of Secrets. Let me Dread Touch, and actually, all of these cards didn't start in our deck, right? So I can draw 3 cards basically for 3 mana to find even more answers. So I can get Vicious Rend to clear out the game, or this Relic, or even Rune of Life to heal up a little bit. And these cards are now going to cost 0, so we have a lot of different ways to clear the game out. Let me just play Lysel as well. This is why this deck is so versatile, because you can play a lot of different stuff throughout the game, and this Cradle of Secret card is going to give you so much flexibility. This deck has a very high win rate in Mythic right now, with about 73% win rate in 52 games, which is no small feat really. I think this one is going to rise up in popularity since it is very versatile. Good players are going to be able to navigate this deck and express their skill level, so I think we're going to be seeing it in Mythic a bit more over the next days and over the next weeks maybe. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Yoink Gaming. Don't forget to drop a like, because it helps out a lot, and if you make a comment on my video right now, you immediately enter my weekly giveaways. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video, and if you have any crazy deck ideas that you want me to try out, feel free to hop in on my Discord server. You can find the link to that in the description down below, and I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy!